How to copy to clipboard in a React application. That's what we want to look at now. So I already have my local server running, and this is a basic React application. I am in the app.jsx file, so it's going to be just a basic application and it's not going to take a while. All right, so for us to demonstrate this, we use a button. So we just jump in by putting in a button here and then giving the button a name. So of course, let's name it copy to clipboard. So copy to clipboard, if I will spell that correctly. Okay, clipboard. And next thing is to call a function. So this function is where we'll put in the copy function or the copy functionality. So we'll also call it copy to clipboard. We'll be creating this function shortly now. So let's make sure everything is cool. Now let's create this function here, copy to clipboard. All right, so const copy to clipboard. All right, copy to clipboard. All right, it's going to be an arrow function, so we just use that braces there and then set it up like this. So what do you need to copy an item to clipboard? It's simple. You just need navigator dot clipboard dot write text, and then the text that you want to copy here. So you could just put something like, well, let me put my name there, Njoku. Let me spell that correctly, and then format it. We'll save that. Now we'll save that and we'll have copy to clipboard here. So if you click on this, it has Njoku copied already. Now if I paste it here, it shows Njoku, which means it's working. I can change this text and make it Samson here, and that's fine. And copy and paste it here, and it shows it's working. But in a regular application, a world-class application, we won't just want to do this like this. We sometimes want to pass in text. Sometimes we want to also show feedback to our users while using our application. So now let me show you how you can show feedback to your user to tell them that, hey, you've copied this text and this was the text that was copied. So for us to do that, we'll convert this into an asynchronous function. So just get rid of this, and then we'll also get rid of this so that we can be able to pass in this text as a variable. So here I'll put in text, and then here I'll put in text. So we can easily change whatsoever the text variable is supposed to be here. So this text here will also come here, text. All right, so if you copy now and paste here, we should have text because we have text passed in here, right? So that's working cool. For us to convert this into an asynchronous function, we just put in this, whatsoever we do here, into a variable called result and say equal to. So automatically we'll have whatsoever we have performed here inside of the text. And then we use a .then catch function, block. So we do a result .then. If you do a .then, it should now have access to making some manipulations here. And then we open this. Now we need a use state here so that we can keep track of whatever the message is we want to pass to the user. So let's set up a use state here, use state. So first of all, I want to make sure we import it. So I've imported it automatically, and then I'll now pass in message. We want to show some message after we are done. So it starts with an empty braces here, empty quotes here, and then we want to set the message to whatever I want it to be. So inside of the then, whenever it's inside of the then block, of course it's successful. So what I want to do here is to tell the user that, hey, you copied this correctly, or successfully. So you copied. Now I'm using this braces here, this quote here, back tips here, just so that I'll be able to put in whatever the text will pass in here as a variable. So we'll put it in here as a variable, paste it. So you copied this successfully. So whatever the text will pass in here will appear here for us. So this is working already here. So let's save this and then put in the message down here. Let's break the line here and put in this message here, and think that would be cool. Now save this. Now when you copy, it should tell you that you copied text correctly or successfully. Now I can change this just to make sure it's working to Njoku. Save, and then click on copy. It changes to Njoku because I've changed it here. Now, what happens when there's probably an error? So we need a catch block, and then we also don't want this to stay here for forever. We want this to disappear like in 1 second. So we'll use a finally block to make sure that this disappears in 1 second. So let's move to the next part of the block, and that's the dot catch. And in this dot catch, which will hardly happen, the possibility that this will fail is almost not there, but let's make sure we catch that just in case it ever happens. And then you can say error copying text, or let's still put the variable copying whatsoever the text is, error copying text, right? Then we want this to disappear in like 1 second. So we'll use a set timeout here. So finally, now inside of finally, we want to do set, and sorry, I think I'm missing something here, which let's use, all right, the normal bracket, the normal braces, and then inside of here, as usual, we'll make it an arrow function like this, and yeah, that's it. So inside of here, we want this to leave the screen in 1 second. So let's do a set timeout. This is a set timeout. So let's use the boilerplate and put 1 second here. And then inside of here, we want to set this message to nothing, and this will make it disappear in 1 second. All right, so I think I have an error up here. Let me get rid of that. All right, now this should be working, and this is all you really need in order for you to copy text and make it disappear in 1 second. So let's refresh this page and then copy. This should disappear in 1 second, and that is it. This is how you normally see it in applications. So once you click, it shows you what you've copied and it disappears, so that it doesn't stay there forever. It becomes annoying after a while. Now there's one more bug in our code I want to fix. Now, how about if a user do not pass in anything? So when a user do not pass in anything, you save this. It will tell you that you copied empty stuff in successfully. Now we don't want that message for our user, or probably you didn't even pass anything here and save it. It will tell you passing undefined, and that is bad user experience. So for us to capture this, we want to make sure that our user always passing something into the function. So we will now do a check here. If not text, so basically we are checking here if the text is invalid, undefined, is null, or it's not passed, and maybe an empty quotation mark. We want to return an alert to our user so that they know what they did wrong. So return alert, and inside of this alert, we tell them no text to copy. Yeah, you could say please add text to be copied, so something like that, and that's cool. And that is really all you need. Let's format this to look a little nice and save it. So if like this, now we do not have anything here, I'll click here, it shows us this message, no text to be copied, please add text to be copied, so stuff like that. And that is it for today's tutorial, and that's all you need to copy text in a React application. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next tutorial.